live? Are we live? Are we live? Don't know if we're live. Don't know if we're live. I think we are live. Hopefully, maybe, potentially. I'm gonna check on my phone. Yes. Sorry for the little late start. Only 3 minutes late or so because I was just being out and just going to the shops, but just being out and just having a little late start. But hopefully you guys can hear me alright. I'm not gonna do a short live stream today. I'm not gonna make it a long one because I have things to do. And also, there is a lot to talk about this week. I'm talking about something which really I should have talked about back in January. But anyway, I'm just going to check that everyone can hear me fine. So just give me a sec. Give me a 1 sec. Come on. I'm currently live in here. Everyone can hear me fine, people. I'm very sweaty today. Apologies if you don't know because it's very sunny outside and I'm in a very warm room right now. But today is my fourth live stream, more like fourth live stream today, because basically, if you don't know what these live streams are already, essentially in the week I like to talk. There's a lot of things that go on in the week, you know, whether it's movie news or TV news, or something going on in the movie or TV world right now. Pardon me. And I always like to talk about what's going on in the movie and TV news, but at the same time, though, I always have something. At the same time, though, I do film reviews in the week, and so I don't always have time to say what I want to say about what's going on in terms of film and TV news right now. So I do these live streams once a week, probably on Wednesday, although maybe not always on Wednesday, but probably on Wednesday, in which I talk about current movie and TV news. And today, I'm not going to talk about anything current. Although kind of at the same time, I'm talking about my 10 most anticipated films for this year. And I know we're in March already, almost going into April tomorrow, but we haven't really had much big films come out this year, with the exception of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm struggling to think of any other films that have actually come out this year that I know. And obviously we've had Godzilla vs. Kong that comes out today, but I haven't seen that yet. I don't think I'll get to see Godzilla vs. Kong till May the 17th, when cinemas actually open in this country. Apologies, I'm sweating a bit. But yeah, I don't think I'll actually get to see Godzilla vs. Kong till it comes out essentially in May the 17th in this country. I mean, I can see it on streaming right now on VOD, but I don't want to see it on VOD. I want to go to the cinema to watch Godzilla vs. Kong. And so, chances that I will get to review that till May, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, you do what you do in the end. You get what you get. But today I'm talking about my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. Even so, yes, we're in March, going into April. There hasn't really been any big films come out this year. And other films I'm most looking forward to have still yet to come out this year. Well, fingers crossed they actually do. And at the same time, though, if you want me to talk about anything particular next week, please do put in the live chat. Hopefully I will see the live chat this week. I didn't really see it last week, and I did see that people were commenting it. My apologies, I didn't see what's going on there, but hopefully you'll be able to see today. Hopefully I got that bit working fine. And at the same time, though, if you want me to talk about anything particular next week, please do put in the live chat and let me know if you want me to talk about something like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Bond, whatever. If you want me to talk about anything particular next week, please do put in the live chat and let me know. But, so without further ado, I'm just going to do this today. I'm going to do my top 10 most anticipated films. This isn't going to be a long live stream, by the way, today. I'm not going to make it like 45 minutes like I did last week. It'll probably be the most about 20 minutes because, like I said, I've got things to do and, yeah, I don't have much to talk about today. But I thought I'll do a live stream anyway because, why not? So, without further ado, let's get into my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. So, at number 10, we have The Kingsman. Now, this is essentially the Kingsman prequel. I talked about this last week, how it's been delayed till Christmas. And this is kind of why it's at number 10 on my list. Because if this film was coming out, you know, in August, like it was meant to, I'd probably be more excited for it. But like number 5 on my list, or maybe not even number 4. But the thing is, I'm not really that excited for The Kingsman anymore. I mean, I'm still looking forward to it. I really want to see what happens. I really want to see how it goes and everything. But, you know, in the end, I'm not as excited for The Kingsman as I was initially. And I think, personally, that's just kind of me in the end. And at the same time, though, I'm still looking forward to it, though. I still really want to see what Matthew Vaughn brings to a Kingsman prequel. Hopefully be quite good, hopefully be quite exciting. And hopefully I will really enjoy it still. So I'm still very excited to see it. I don't know how it's going to turn out. And yeah, that's number 10 of my most anticipated films, The Kingsman. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, though, I don't know how it's going to turn out. And I'm intrigued to see how it's going to turn out, more than likely. I'm still looking forward to seeing it, but at the same time, though, God, don't know how it's going to turn out. And by the way, if you can't hear bikes going around outside, I do apologise. I live next to my main road and everything. Just going to check no one's commenting anything. Just checking here a sec. But yes, You get the point. My number 10 on my top 10 my number 10 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is The Kingsman. At number 9, we have Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Now, for many people, you probably didn't even know this was happening. But to be honest, as somebody who's a huge Steven Spielberg fan, I'm looking forward to it. This last film was Ready Player One back in 2018. As enjoyable that film was, and it was really enjoyable, we haven't had a Spielberg film since that one, and I'm really excited to see what he does with a musical as well. This is the first Steven Spielberg musical. Maybe it'll be rubbish, and maybe he'll direct it poorly, but to be honest, we're talking about Steven Spielberg here, not some like unknown director who's dealing with a musical for the first time, or whatever Guy Ritchie did with Aladdin. Christ, Guy Ritchie was the first time Guy Ritchie directed a musical with the 2019 remake of Aladdin. Boy, that was bad. So hopefully, hopefully West Side Story is good this year, and hopefully Spielberg really brings that Spielberg touch to that film, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I think it's coming out Christmas, and hopefully it's going to be good. I will probably be more excited for it when I start to see some more marketing, maybe see a trailer or something like that. But I've seen a few images from it, and it's got Anton Egerton in from Baby Driver, the main guy from Baby Driver, which is kind of exciting as well. I think it's good out, especially after seeing him in Baby Driver. But until then, I'm excited for it, but I'm not really excited for it, if you know what I mean. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, though, a tad bit nervous. Steven Spielberg doing a musical? Let's see how it's going to turn out, shall we? But that is number 9 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. And number 8 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch. Now, again, actually, this film was meant to come out, when was it meant to come out? October last year, I'm pretty sure. But obviously, pandemic, so it's been pushed back. And for a lot of people, Wes Anderson films aren't that important, but they don't really like them. And for me personally, I really like a Wes Anderson film though. I really like, the ones that we released on this channel. We did Quattro with Steve Zissou quite recently. I think that's a great film. Rushmore's great. And so, what's the other one I've reviewed on this channel? Oh, The Darjeeling Limited. That's great as well. And I got more Wes Anderson film reviews coming up very soon on this channel. So I'm actually really excited to see The French Dispatch. I know for many people, they won't even know what this film is. Go and check out the trailer. The trailer looks fantastic in my opinion. The trailer looks wonderful, really enjoyable and everything. And I'm really excited to see Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch. Again, a film many people might not have even heard of, but for me personally, I'm really excited to see it. And hopefully it's going to be really, really good. And number 7 on my top 10 most anticipated films of this year is Spider-Man No Way Home. Or in other words, Spider-Man 3, which is a sequel to Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, I'm not really into Marvel movies, but I must admit, the reason I'm so excited for this is the whole Spider-Verse thing, which could be happening in this film, people. We could have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and Tom Holland Spider-Man all in the same film. Hasn't been confirmed. I don't think they'll confirm it. I think they'll wait till we see it in the cinema. I think it'll be one big surprise that Marvel throws us in the cinema. But at the same time, though, I'm really excited to see it. Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films back in the early 2000s. He's coming back here. You also have Jamie Foxx's Electro, and there's even rumours that Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin from the early Spider-Man films again is going to come back, which is really, really exciting. And that's really why I'm so excited for it. If it was just another Spider-Man film, I'd be excited for it. I'd be looking forward to it because the Spider-Man films are actually something I've liked out of the MCU, which is another reason I'm kind of looking forward to this as well. Like I really liked Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought it was a really good film, and I enjoyed Spider-Man Far From Home. I must admit, the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home really left me underwhelmed. I am quite annoyed, I must admit. The whole thing when you found out that Nick Fury and what's the other one that's played by Kobe Smulders in the film turned out to be Skrulls. After all that time in the movie, after all that time in the movie, they turned out to be Skrulls. Great. That was what really annoyed me about Spider-Man Far From Home. But Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm excited for it, simply because we're having some classic Spider-Man villains in there. Dr. Octopus, in my opinion, is the best Spider-Man villain. Now, I should point out, I'm not into comic books so much anyway, so I should point out that for me, Dr. Octopus is actually quite an interesting villain, but that's coming from someone who's not really into comic books or anything like that. But the fact that we're having Alfred Molina, who played Dr. Octopus in the early Spider-Man films, I had to go back and rewatch them again. I haven't seen the early Sam Raimi Spider-Man films in a long time, but I have to go back and rewatch them again. But the thing is, I remember his performance in those films, and he's so good in the Spider-Man 2. He was just so good in that film. And the fact he's going to be in this new film, that's been confirmed. Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be in the new film. Although I didn't really like him in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'm actually kind of intrigued to see what performance he gives in this film. Because in the end, those Spider-Man trilogies before, it was the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, or the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films, the Amazing Spider-Man films back from the 2010s. Whether you enjoy them or not, I think in the MCU they're going to be different. I think their interpretation is going to be different, and I'm really excited to see what it does with them. And also, I really enjoyed the Spider-Man films in the MCU so far. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the MCU, whenever, say, like a Guardians of the Galaxy film comes out, because I'm a huge fan of the first two Guardians of the Galaxy films, or whether it's a Spider-Man, or whether Spider-Man film comes out, because I really like Spider-Man Homecoming, and I quite enjoy Spider-Man Home. I will always be excited to see what a new Spider-Man film does in the MCU. I really like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think he's the best Spider-Man. Not to say the other Spider-Man are bad, but anyway, I really like Andrew Garfield, and I really like Tobey Maguire. But at the same time, though, I think Tom Holland has that, touch screen, which makes him a bit more enjoyable to watch. And I'm really excited to see what Spider-Man No Way Home has to bring this Christmas. It's going to be clashing with the Kingsman. Obviously, the Spider-Man's going to win over the box office, but still, I'll be interested to see both of them. Put it that way. And I'm really excited to see Spider-Man No Way Home. Fingers crossed we get Spider-Verse in it. Don't know if it's going to happen, but fingers crossed, people. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the trailer for that film. Even so, we haven't really seen much marketing for the film yet. What I've heard about is got me actually really excited. The fact that, Alfred Molina, Dr. Octopus, my favourite Spider-Man villain from Sony, who doesn't like comic books, my favourite Spider-Man villain, is going to be in that film. Really excites me. And so number 7 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Spider-Man No Way Home. And number 6 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Now, I talked about it before on this channel. I even did my trailer reaction and my thoughts on the trailer for The Suicide Squad quite recently on this channel. I think I did that last Friday or last Saturday now. And honestly, I'm really excited to see this film. I'm more excited now that I've seen that trailer. Because the thing is, I really enjoy the DC films, with the exception of the 2016 Suicide Squad, which I think is awful. I just think that film's awful. And the exception of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and at the same time, Man of Steel. I'm not really the biggest fan of Man of Steel. I don't hate Man of Steel. I just think it's quite enjoyable to a degree, but I'm not really a fan of Man of Steel. But with the exception of those 3 films, I've really enjoyed the DC universe so far. I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I saw recently. Really enjoyed Birds of Prey, and I'm gonna say the full name here. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That's the full name of the film. I really enjoyed Birds of Prey. I really enjoyed Shazam, and I really enjoyed Aquaman. I'm surprised about how much I actually enjoyed Aquaman. Obviously, it's rubbish, but I really enjoyed it. And at the same time, though, am I missing one out there? No, I don't think I'm missing one out. No, I think that those are all the DC films, and I've quite enjoyed them. I mean, Wonder Woman, that's your one. Wonder Woman, 2017 Wonder Woman, I really enjoyed that as well. I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84 yet, but I really enjoyed the 2017 Wonder Woman. But the thing is, though, I'm actually really looking forward to the Suicide Squad. Because like I said, I like Birds of Prey, which is the last one we saw Harley Quinn in. And now she's going to be in this film. And I'm really excited to see what James Gunn does with that character. Because in the end, we've had different interpretations of Harley Quinn in all the movies we've been in. We've had a different interpretation of David Ayer's Suicide Squad. We have a different interpretation in Cathy Yan's Birds of Prey. And at the same time, though, we're going to have a different interpretation of her in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which I'm really excited to see. And always just enjoyable. I expect it's going to have quite a Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it. Because in the end, it's done by the same person. It's directed by the same person who did the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy films. And I do think DC, in a way, are trying to copy Marvel a bit, I must admit. They tried to do that in the 2017 theatrical cut of Justice League. They tried to copy Marvel. They even hired Joss Whedon, the director of Avengers Assemble and Avengers Age of Ultron, to do the reshoots on Justice League to try and make it feel a bit Marvel-esque. And also, they added some random jokes in which just didn't work. And I think that's what they're trying to do with the Suicide Squad. But I think it's going to feel more natural, because James Gunn, in the end, has written and directed this film. There's been no extensive reshoots or anything. And I think in the end, it's going to be quite a lot of fun. Also, King Shark is going to be in it, voiced by Sylvester Stallone, aka Rocky himself. That excites me. And at the same time, though, I don't know. I think it's going to be really enjoyable. I'm really excited to see what James Gunn does with that film. It might turn out to be absolutely terrible. But I don't think it will be, because I have faith in James Gunn. I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy film so far. And at the same time, though, in the end, I'm really excited to see what he does a DC film. As good as the Guardians of the Galaxy films are, and they are really good, the thing is, though, he'd be working with new material, and I kind of like that a bit more. See what different characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy films. Because in the end, the Guardians of the Galaxy films are quite family-friendly and there's nothing wrong with that. Marvel's quite a family-friendly company, I think. They do quite a lot of family-friendly films. But the thing is, in the end, the Suicide Squad has already been confirmed. It's going to be like a 15. And I mean, you actually see, King Shark rip a soldier in half in the trailer. This film's definitely going to be a 15. So I'm more excited to see what James Gunn does with this film than with, say, no Guardians of the Galaxy films. Even so, I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which he is directing. I'm more excited to see what he does with DC film, and I'm really excited to see what he does with the Suicide Squad coming out in August this year. I'm really excited to see that film. So number 6 of my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And number 5 of my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Late Night in Soho. Now, lots of people probably haven't even heard of this film, but it's from Edgar Wright. If you don't know who Edgar Wright is, he directed some of my favourite films. He directed Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End. He also directed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And what's the other one? He directed Baby Driver. My God, those are good films. That is not a bad filmography to have. And he also directed the TV show Spaced, which is brilliant, by the way. Go and check out Spaced. If you haven't, it's on Netflix. Absolutely brilliant TV show. I actually got into that during the pandemic. I saw the whole show over about 2 weeks. It was that good, honestly. That's quick for me, by the way. I don't normally binge TV shows, but Spaced is great. And this is Edgar Wright's new film. So after Baby Driver, which came out in 2017, this is Edgar Wright's next film. It's going to be a horror film as well. I'm not really a fan of the horror genre. I don't hate horror films or anything. I will go and check a horror film out. No matter what, I'll always give a new film. I'll always give a film a go. But the thing is, though, I'm really excited to see Late Night in Soho. I'm really excited to see what Edgar Wright does with a horror film. I think that'd be really, really interesting to see. And I'm really excited to see how it's going to go and everything. I'm not really into horror or anything, but the fact that Edgar Wright doing a horror film really, really interests me. And at the same time, though, I haven't really seen much marketing for the film yet. I expect when I see much more marketing for it, I expect I'll get more excited to see what the film's going to be like. But personally, right now, I think it's going to be really, really exciting, and I think it's going to be really fun to watch. Pardon me, give me a sec. I think it's going to be really exciting and really fun to watch. And at the same time, though, I'm really looking forward to what Edgar Wright does with a horror film, and that's going to be the case with Late Night and so on. At the same time, though, the film's also got a good cast. Matt Smith's going to be it, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Thomas and Mackenzie. I pronounce the name of what I am. There's got a good cast. I'm really excited to see what Edgar Wright is a horror film, and that's going to be in Late Night in Soho, coming later this year. So that's my number 5 in most anticipated film for this year. And I expect that film's going to go up the more we go on with the year, because I expect we'll get some marketing for the film, and it's going to come out in October, which I'm really, really excited to see. And number 4 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, I haven't really talked about A Quiet Place on this channel yet. I'm actually going to do my review of the first film quite soon on this channel. I'm going to go back and rewatch it quite soon. I think it's on Netflix. Hopefully it is. I'm going to go back and rewatch it quite soon. But for me personally, I've seen the first A Quiet Place once. I've only seen it once, A Quiet Place once. And I remember really, really enjoying it the first time I saw it. It was a couple of years back now. I'm going to go back and rewatch it, but I just remember having the time of my life watching that film. I thought it was really, really enjoyable. Not scary, even though it's meant to be a horror film. Not scary, but really enjoyable at that. And I'm really excited to see A Quiet Place 2. I'm really excited to see what it does with the film. I'm really excited to see what John Krasinski does with the film. Like, I love the fact that John Krasinski, who made his name through The Office, as, this funny character in The Office, as just an actor in The Office, in the American Office, and now going on to direct a horror film. That really, really excites me, and I'm really excited to see what he does with horror film. And particularly, I've seen it in A Quiet Place. I really liked A Quiet Place. Although I have to go back and rewatch it, I'm really excited to see what he does with A Quiet Place 2. Hopefully, it's really good, and I'm also really excited they push the release date up as well. But the film was actually meant to come out in September. The shooting moved to September, and then John Krasinski came out on Twitter or something and said, actually, you know what? It's going to come out on Memorial Day in America, which in this country is May the 25th. Yes, I'm really excited to see A Quiet Place 2, and hopefully it'll be really enjoyable and maybe even better than the first one, or maybe at least just as good. So number 4 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is A Quiet Place Part 2. And number 3 on my top 10 most anticipated number 3 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Mission Impossible 7. In other words, the film where Tom Cruise had the famous rant about there's people on set who weren't following the COVID guidelines. That's what Mission Impossible 7 is, and I'm really excited to see what that film's going to be like. The thing is, though, I must admit, I've only seen 2 Mission Impossible films, and I really enjoyed the ones I've seen. I saw Ghost Protocol, which is Mission Impossible 4. I've seen more. No, I've seen 3. I've seen Ghost Protocol. I've seen Ghost Protocol. Can't speak today. I've seen Ghost Protocol, which is Mission Impossible 4. I've seen Rogue Nation, which is Mission Impossible 5, and I've seen Fallout, which is Mission Impossible 6. I really liked Fallout. I remember seeing it in the cinema thinking, wow, this is one heck of a film. I also really like Rogue Nation, and from what I can remember, I quite enjoyed Ghost Protocol. And so I'm actually really excited to see Mission Impossible 7. I'm not going to say much about this film, other than I'm really, really excited to see it. I just want to see a good Mission Impossible film now. And I think going back to the cinema, whenever it's meant to come out, hopefully, if it comes out this summer, that'll be even more exciting. I don't think it's going to come out this summer. I think it'll come out late in October or anything. But just seeing a Mission Impossible film in the cinema again just excites me. And I'm just really excited to see Mission Impossible 7. I don't think I have much to say about it, but I've heard some really interesting things. I've seen Tom Cruise do this stunt where basically he drives off a cliff and jumps off the cliff, and then I can't even know what he does, and he jumps off the cliff like a parachute. So like, whoa, the stunts and everything. I really enjoy the Mission Impossible films lately, and I'm really excited to see Mission Impossible 7 as well. That's number 3 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. Again, sorry if you heard that, by the way. There's a bike outside. I live next to a main road. But anyway, that was number 3 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. That was Mission Impossible 7. And number 2 on my top 10 most anticipated. Can't speak today. Give me a sec. And number 2 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Ghostbusters Afterlife. In other words, Ghostbusters 3. Now, this film is a continuation from Ghostbusters 2, which I think came out in 1989. Not the female Ghostbusters film, which came out in 2016. No, the Ghostbusters came out in 1989. In 1989, which it really excites me. Like, I really enjoyed the first Ghostbusters. I think that's a really enjoyable comedy, and I think it's really funny to watch. I really like Bill Murray in that film. I like his wit and everything. I really enjoyed the first Ghostbusters, and I don't mind the second one. Obviously, it's not as good as the first, but the part of the second one which I kind of enjoyed. I actually kind of liked the second one. Kinda, I must admit. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's bad. But at the same time, though, it does kind of have sequelitis, which I talked about this channel before. But I'm really excited to see Ghostbusters Afterlife, because in the end, it's a continuation. We've seen it from the soy in Ghostbusters 2, and it's a continuation from that soy in Ghostbusters 2 into this film. I'm really excited to see what he does with it. At the same time, though, Ivan Reitman, who was the director of the previous two Ghostbusters before this, the main two Ghostbusters films, his son is directing this film, Jason Reitman, and I'm really excited. Like the fact that they didn't get the main director back from the first two Ghostbusters, they got his son back. That kind of excites me more, like fresh eyes on the franchise, but at the same time, though, kind of eyes on the franchise that, somebody who can deal with this all quite well, and I think it'll be really enjoyable to watch. And I don't know, I'm really excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I keep getting a bit annoyed that they keep pushing it back. It was meant to come out in August, and now they've been pushed back to November, I think, this year. Fingers crossed, it's going to be really good. Hopefully, it's the Ghostbusters sequel we wanted from the 1989 one for so long, like we didn't get in the 2016 female one. I'm not against feminists or anything. I don't like this. I'm not one of those people who, I'm not a menace. I'm not one of those people who, hate female reboots and things. I actually kind of enjoy Ocean's 8, but I didn't really like the 2016 female Ghostbusters film. I actually thought that's kind of bad, but I'm really excited to see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and that's coming out quite soon as well. I'm really excited to see that film, and I'm really excited to see what Jason Reitman does in that film. I haven't actually seen a Jason Reitman film yet, but I'm probably going to watch a couple of these films before I see Ghostbusters Afterlife, just to see what it's going to be like and everything. But I'm really excited to see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and over Ghostbusters 3, and that's number 2 on my top 10 and most anticipated films for this year. And number 1 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, this film actually comes out today, and I mean, it annoys me, because if cinemas were open, I would have gone and seen this film today. I actually would have, and I expected I would have really enjoyed it. But the fact is, cinemas aren't open, and so in the end, I'm going to have to wait till May the 17th to see this film. But I'm really excited to see it, and I'm just really excited to go out to the cinema and watch two monsters fight on the screen. I'm really excited to see that. I mean, I've actually got my review of King Kong vs. Godzilla, the original, the 1962 film, coming tomorrow on this channel. I'm going to upload that tomorrow. But the thing is, though, I'm really excited to see Godzilla vs. Kong. I've enjoyed the MonsterVerse so far. I enjoyed the 2014 Godzilla. I really like Kong Skull Island. I thought that was a really enjoyable film. At the same time, though, I didn't mind Godzilla King of the Monsters. I don't think it's terrible. At the same time, I don't think it's particularly good either. But I'm really excited to see Godzilla vs. Kong. I think it's going to be really enjoyable. And I think it's just going to get us back into that cinema feeling again, which I've missed for so long. I'm kind of just at homesick from the cinema right now. I really want to go back there, especially now Godzilla vs. Kong is out in some countries. It comes out today, and yet we can't go to the cinema to go watch it. I'm going to have to wait till May the 17th to. And I'm so excited to see it, because, regardless of pandemic or not, this still would be one of my most anticipated films. Maybe it wouldn't be number 1, but the fact is, though, I think it's going to be the film that when I sit in the cinema and watch it, it's just going to make me feel like I'm watching it from the cinema in the best way possible. I'm really excited to see it. I'm not going to watch it on VOD or streaming or whatever. I'm not going to watch it on VOD or streaming. No, I'm going to wait till it comes out in the cinema. I want to watch it from the cinema. I'm so excited to, and I just really want to see what it's like. I really want to sit in the cinema and just enjoy the hell out of it. Hopefully I will, and hopefully it'll be the film I want to watch in the cinema. And hopefully it delivers on what I want, the big monster fights. In the end, I'm not going to care about the characters. As long as it delivers on big monster fights, that's all I care about. Honestly, it really is. And I know that's a bit of a stupid film thing to say, but to be honest with me, I've talked about it before. I have a soft spot for monster films. And the fact is, we haven't got a King Kong vs. Godzilla or Godzilla vs. Kong movie since 1962, which, if you think about it, is almost 60 years ago. It's 60 years ago next year. It will be 60 by 2022. It will be 60 years ago. So I'm just really excited to see Godzilla vs. Kong, and hopefully it's so enjoyable. And I just enjoy the hell of it. That's what I want from that film in the end. I don't expect it to be a masterpiece, but all in all, that was my most anticipated film, just because I think it's going to bring back that cinema feeling. And I don't even think it'll be the best film of this year. I just really excited to see what's going to be. I'm really excited to see what's going to be like. And so those are my top 10 most anticipated films. So at number 10, we had The Kingsman, the Kingsman prequel, coming this Christmas this year. I'm quite excited to see it. I'm not excited as I maybe would be if it can get pushed back. but I'm still excited to see it. And at the same time, though, number 9 on my top 10 most anticipated films is Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, his first musical he's directing, also coming out this Christmas. And number 8 on my top 10 most anticipated films is Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch. Go and check out the trailer, by the way. Go and check out the trailer for that film, by the way, if you haven't already. So good, that trailer. I'm really intrigued to see what the film is going to be like. And number 7 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Spider-Man No Way Home. In other words, Spider-Man 3, the sequel to Spider-Man Far From Home. And number 6 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, another DC film, which I'm really looking forward to. And number 5 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Edgar Wright's Late Night in Soho, Edgar Wright's first horror film. You don't know who Edgar Wright is, like I said. He has Shaun Dead, The World's End, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and you also have Baby Driver. This is going to be his new film. Really excited to see it. At the same time, though, and number 4 on my top 10 most anticipated films of this year is A Quiet Place 2, coming out May 25th. Really excited to see what that's going to be like. And number 3 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Mission Impossible 7, in the words of war, the Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise had his rant. And number 2 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Ghostbusters Afterlife, in the words Ghostbusters 3, the sequel to Ghostbusters 2, what came out in 1989. At the same time, though, and number 1 on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is Godzilla vs. Kong, which comes out today, but sadly I can't see it until May the 17th, where cinemas open in this country where I live. And that's my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. Now, to say, that was a loose list. I didn't really take much time coming up with that list, I must admit. Those are just films I'm really looking forward to. I mean, in the end, there's going to be loads of films that will come out this year, and then loads of films which will surprise me. Like, one person said to me once, the best film to come out of next year will be a film you've never heard of yet. And that's the truth. I remember when, in 2019, I never heard of Parasite until like a month before I saw it. And I think Parasite is one of the best films, if not the best film, of 2019. I never heard of 1917 when that film came out in 2019. Or, 2020, I never really heard of The Trial of Chicago 7, my personal favourite film of 2020, before, literally a month before I saw it. And so, the thing is, though, the best films to come out of this year, I probably haven't heard of yet. But for me, personally, those are the films I'm most excited to see in the cinema. Those are the films I'm just most excited to see this year in general. I think they'll all be really enjoyable in one certain way. I think more will be enjoyable than others. But at the same time, though, I'm really excited to see what these films are going to be like in this year. Hopefully when they come out later this year, they'll be really enjoyable. And hopefully I go to the cinema and have that really nice cinematic feel with all of them. Hopefully, particularly Godzilla vs. Kong, which I'm really excited to see. We haven't had a King Kong vs. Godzilla movie for, almost 6 years ago now. And I'm actually going to review the very first one tomorrow on this channel. But I'm really excited to see that movie in the cinema. I'm really excited to see all the movies I've noted down on this list in the cinema. But for now, those are my top 10 most anticipated, my loosely top 10 most anticipated films for this year. That was a loose list on my top 10 most anticipated films for this year. But like I said, I think the best film to come out this year is probably a film we haven't heard of yet. And you know what? I'm excited to see that unknown film yet. That film which is hopefully going to blow me away and get nominated for loads of Oscars in 2022. But until then, that is my top 10 most anticipated films to come out this year. Anyway, guys, so that's it for today. I'm going to make it a short live stream now. I didn't want to do a long one today because I don't have much to talk about. But I just want to talk about my top 10 most anticipated films. So when I do actually get around to reviewing these films, you guys know that I actually have a lot of excitement to see them. But anyway, that was my live stream for today. And I have a lot to say for today. I'm just going to change the camera angle a bit here so you guys can see me in a different way. Ooh. Hello. Yes, so this is my other camera today. This is a camera I actually used the other day for my the Suicide Squad trailer reaction. Go and check that out, by the way, if you haven't already. But yeah, that's it for today. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed the stream, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like, subscribe on the video, and look forward to many more both film and TVs coming very soon on this channel. Check someone hasn't put anything in the chat. No one's put anything in the chat today. Haven't missed anything. But anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching. And if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like, subscribe on the video, and look forward to many more both film and TVs and live streams coming very soon on this channel. My next live stream will be next week. Look forward to it. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but if you want to talk about anything in particular, please do comment down below. Please do comment down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. See you guys again soon. But bye for now. Bye, and thank you for watching. Bye. Gonna end the stream yet. Bye. I'll send in the stream. Bye.